Good afternoon, champions and friends of champions. This is Alan Buchanan, your faithful president for the past year. And I thought it would be a lot of fun to go back in time and talk about my fondest memories as your president for the past year. I'm going to do the first 6 months this week. I'm going to do the last 6 months next week. So we start with October of 2010. You know, we started our leadership terms with a lot of excitement, a lot of trepidation. And I'll never forget the very first meeting that we had as leadership team members. I actually completed the meeting 15 minutes early because I was so afraid of going over the time, which is one of my goals, to make sure that we got the champions in and out of every meeting within the hour and a half time frame. You know, October 2010 introduced the International Tabasco Award, which has become internationally acclaimed. It has really trained our chapter how best to deliver a sales manager moment, which is to start with a catchy opening, finish under the time limit, and last but not least, that specific ask. And I have to tell you that everyone that's won the International Tabasco Award, all the chapters that have adopted a similar type of award, have really found great success with that. So that was October. November was neat because we had our very first international visitor, Bianca Kroon from the Netherlands and Fred Van Zwieten, I believe was his name, also from the Netherlands, visited the international conference, and Kitty Rudimetkin sent them to our chapter, and we had a wonderful, wonderful time. I was able to pick them up at the hotel. We came back to the meeting. They loved the International Tabasco Award. That's actually when the International Tabasco Award became the International Tabasco Award, because up until then it was just domestic, and then once the people from the Netherlands discovered it, it became the International Tabasco Award. December brought a couple of really cool events. We got together as a chapter. Roseanne catered all the food, which was really, really nifty. We had it at Rutgers Branding Co-working downtown Fullerton, and we also had a wonderful video that Robert Perez filmed for us, and that was the 12 Days of Champions. Also in the month of December, we assembled as a group. We collected toys for the Spark of Life Foundation, which was sponsored by the City of Fullerton Fire Department, our very own Clay Colwell and his beautiful wife-to-be, Dawn, at the time. Collected the toys, and we took pictures, had videos, sang songs. It was really an awesome experience. So now we dawn in January 2011, the brand new year, and many, many things on the docket. We were so excited to get back. We had a wonderful meeting stimulant. We celebrated the new year with a lot of fanfare and prepared for February, which was International Networking Month. Now, International Networking Month is something that Dr. Ivan Meisner created about 3 or 4 years ago. I was pleased to be his guest on his podcast that week. We had an 11-chapter mixer that week, as well as Dr. Ivan Meisner speaking a couple of times, once in Upland and once in Pasadena, to a couple of the members of SoCal BNI and others from around the region. So it was really, really neat to see that happen in February. You know, the last month of the first 6 was probably the most tumultuous in all 12 of the champions chapter months, and that was when we found out that our dear Roseanne Grigsby had been diagnosed with cancer, a very aggressive terminal form of cancer, we thought at the time. Our cabinet meeting that month was very, very somber as we all went around the table and pretty much said our goodbyes to Roseanne because we didn't believe she was going to live another 2 to 3 weeks. Well, I'm very pleased to say that Roseanne is still with us. She beat cancer like no other. She is still our secretary-treasurer. We love her dearly. All the prayers, all the thoughts really, really worked, and we are so happy that Roseanne is still with us, and she was here for the birth of her granddaughter, who was born a couple of weeks ago. So that's it for the first 6 months. Tune in for the next 6 months. I'm sure they won't disappoint. Make it a champion week, everybody.